Hello everyone. Okay, let's unpack a hard fact. Men often realize just a bit too late that Sigma females are one of a kind. It's not that these men are completely out of the loop. Well, maybe a bit. But Sigma females are truly a secret covered in sparkle. They think for themselves, proudly show who they are, and are often misunderstood because they don't easily fit into any predefined category. At first, men might assume she's just having fun being a little hard to catch. But here's the reality. She's not playing at all. Sigma females don't waste time with mind games. They're just focused on carving out their own unique road, a path that most men fail to understand until she's already far ahead. By the time they recognize her worth, she's usually moved on, calm, and likely conquering her next big challenge. What sets them apart as truly one of a kind? These women don't settle for less. They're not interested in lukewarm relationships, one-way efforts, or anything short of real respect and understanding. They offer a unique combination of faithfulness and self-reliance that says, "I choose to be here, not because I have to be." That's what men often miss, until, oops, it's too late, and they really feel the loss of her stable yet dynamic presence. Let's dive in, everyone. For a deeper insight, please watch the full video and let us know what you think in the comments. Number 1. Sigma. Women aren't after attention. They look for meaning in what they do. A Sigma female possesses a calm self-assurance that makes her different from those who need constant attention. She isn't interested in others' approval or being the center of attention like some alpha personalities. Instead, she finds joy and satisfaction in herself. Her power comes from being sure of herself, and her independence is very influential. She interacts with the world according to her own rules, not influenced by others' approval or praise. When she enters a room, she doesn't look for attention. Her genuine nature and presence naturally draw people's eyes to her. Men often fail to recognize this distinct quality until she's no longer around. At first, they might see her quiet nature as a sign she doesn't care, but they are completely mistaken. Her happiness stems from her own interests, passions, and principles, not from the acceptance of others. This independence is what makes her stand out. When she decides to be with someone, it's because she truly likes them, not because she's desperate for company. Once she's gone from their lives, men start to understand the difference between needing someone to complete them and choosing someone who adds to their life. They realize her confidence was something special, a quality that made them think about their own happiness. In a world where many seek attention, her way of being teaches a lasting lesson on what it means to be truly secure and content. Number 2. Sigma women are fully engaged in the moment, not just there in body. Sigma females have a special way of being mentally present that makes them stand out. When they talk to someone, they give their full attention, which is unusual in our busy world. This intense focus often surprises men, especially those who are used to shallow conversations or frequent distractions. Sigma females are completely there, both in body and mind. They listen carefully and respond thoughtfully, making others feel deeply appreciated. At the beginning, this strong focus might seem too intense or even unsettling for men who are used to more relaxed interactions. They might see her deep interest as demanding or feel uncomfortable with how openly she engages. But over time, they start to value the meaningful connection she offers. They see her mental presence as a special gift. She's not just there to pass time, but to truly connect in a way that invites openness and vulnerability. When a Sigma female is with you, she's not just going through the motions. she's really committed to understanding, supporting, and helping those around her grow. Men often realize too late how uncommon this kind of bond is. They come to understand that her focus is not just about paying attention, it's about building a relationship that encourages growth, trust, and realness, qualities that are rare and memorable. Her absence highlights the depth of their loss, a person who genuinely understood, supported, and truly saw them in ways that few ever could. Number 3. Sigma women don't run after people. They make careful choices. A Sigma female doesn't pursue anyone. She has too much self-respect for that. She leads a life free from desperation or a feeling of lack, and she isn't searching for someone to make her feel whole. She's clear about her identity, her desires, and her limits. Her confidence is solid, and she doesn't lower her standards just to keep someone in her life. When she decides to be with a man, it's a deliberate choice, not because she feels incomplete or needs approval. Her relationships are characterized by a peaceful, even partnership because she stays only if she truly wants to, not out of necessity. Often, men don't grasp this subtle but important difference until it's too late. They might see her self-sufficiency as emotional distance, only to realize later that being chosen by someone who doesn't need them is a unique and profound experience. She has no ulterior motives or insecurities that guide her actions. She's with them because she prefers to be, not because she depends on them. Once she leaves, they often find themselves measuring all other relationships against the distinct and assured way she was with them. They notice how others seek constant attention or approval, whereas she was happy just being with them, allowing them the space to be themselves. Eventually, they understand the real worth of being chosen rather than pursued. And they recognize that such an honor is rare and hard to find again. Number 4. They make a lasting positive impact on men, even after they're gone. A Sigma female is someone you can't forget, not because she commands to be seen or tries to change others, but because her impact is profound in ways often unnoticed until she's gone. She subtly encourages a man to explore beyond his comfort zones, confront his own realities, and think deeply about his true self, usually without him even realizing it. She doesn't have to give lectures or try to fix people. Rather, her own strength, tranquility, and dedication to her goals silently challenge those around her. She sets a strong example, maintaining high standards, which naturally makes others wonder if they are doing the same. When she leaves, her absence creates a noticeable void. Men start to feel it in their talks, in their choices, and in how they view themselves. They come to understand that her influence was not about what she did for them, but how she made them consider their own actions. This type of emptiness doesn't just disappear over time. Her impact stays with them as a reminder of how they grew while she was part of their lives, and the potential they now see they must fulfill. In a world where people come and go, those who improve us are the ones who truly stand out. And for many men, this realization is as profound as it is belated. We're grateful to have you, our special subscribers, as part of our community. Your steady support means a lot and drives us to keep creating content that matters. Thank you for your involvement and support. Number 5. They don't try to repair you. Instead, they help you find your own way to heal and grow. A Sigma female enters a relationship not as a savior, but as a source of inspiration. She doesn't believe in fixing people, but rather promotes stability and self-reliance. This encourages others to look inward and manage their own development. Initially, her approach might seem cold or remote, especially to those used to partners who actively offer solutions and constant reassurance. However, her way of providing support is based on the belief that real change has to originate internally. She serves as an example of independence, showing that true satisfaction and joy come from our own individual journeys. Instead of jumping in to solve problems, she gives support through listening and offering insights that lead to self-reflection. This approach allows men to feel comfortable addressing their issues without feeling the need to be repaired by someone else. As time passes, they learn to tackle their challenges independently and appreciate this method more, especially after she is no longer around. They realize her true strength lay not just in her presence, but in equipping them to be self-reliant. Her guidance emphasizes supporting without interfering and encouraging without losing one's independence. These lessons often have a lasting effect. Ultimately, her impact is about enabling others to excel on their own, a type of self-determination that remains influential long after she has gone. Number 6. Sigma women set a unique, unforgettable example that sticks with you. A Sigma female transforms the life of any man she encounters. With her quiet power, unyielding self-esteem, and genuine way of connecting, she establishes a high bar that's hard to ignore. She lives purposefully and morally, making decisions that reflect her personal principles instead of just going along with what others expect. Her independence inspires those around her to be true to themselves. She doesn't have to ask for respect or admiration. It naturally follows from her demeanor. Every interaction with her is deliberate, showing she prefers meaningful relationships over easy ones. When she's gone, men recognize she set a silent standard that affects all their future relationships. They start to see how she added depth and meaning, how her very presence raised their own standards. The respect she had for herself and her actions make it tough for them to accept less than what she represented. Things that once seemed trivial now carry weight, judged against her enduring strength, kindness, and strong identity. She turns into an unseen benchmark, a standard that remains in their minds, influencing their decisions and showing how unique her qualities were. No one else seems to match up, and for many, the realization that she created a standard that can't be duplicated dawns on them too late. Number 7. They balance being kind with being openly truthful. A Sigma female effortlessly balances being warm-hearted and sincere. She is caring, but she doesn't soften the harsh realities with gentle words. When she talks, it's with a clear purpose. She tells you what you need to know, not just what you want to hear. Her authenticity isn't about being harsh or controlling. It's about being true to her values and respecting others enough to tell them the plain truth. This combination of kindness and straightforward authenticity builds a special kind of trust. You always know where you stand with her, which brings a comforting certainty. Often, men realize too late how valuable her genuine nature is. Many people tend to say things that are easy or non-confrontational to avoid trouble, but she chooses her words carefully and sincerely, not just to impress. She doesn't compliment just to gain approval or stay silent to avoid upsetting someone. Her authenticity is a gift that pushes those around her to improve. Her kindness is consistent and soothing, while her authenticity is sharp, slicing through any pretense. And this kind of clarity is something men find they miss a lot after she leaves. In a world filled with words that often aim to deceive or flatter, her genuine nature is truly irreplaceable. Once you've encountered it, it's tough to settle for anything less than her authentic, strong authenticity. Number 8. Sigma women are deeply faithful, but stay true to themselves first. Sigma females show a type of faithfulness that is both deep and uncommon. Their faithfulness comes from a place of choice, not because they need to or depend on someone else. When they choose to support someone, it's because they truly want to, not because they feel they have to. This makes their faithfulness especially valuable and significant. They are cautious about whom they give their faithfulness to, but when they do, it shows their great esteem and appreciation for that person. Many men don't understand how important this kind of faithfulness is until it's too late. They are used to relationships where faithfulness is expected or comes from a sense of obligation, where partners remain together because they're afraid of losing something, not because of real affection. However, a Sigma female is different. She values her freedom in relationships, which lets her choose who she commits to without any pressure. This builds a relationship based on faith, because her partner knows her faithfulness is a choice, not a duty. When a Sigma female commits, it's because she values the relationship and the connection they share. This sincerity deepens the emotional bond and respect between them. However, if her partner does not value this faithfulness, he risks losing a partner who was genuinely committed to him. Once she leaves, he might realize how hard it is to find someone else with the same level of true devotion. He will see that her faithfulness was an honor, not something promised. Number 9. Her peaceful existence is something that can't be replaced. A Sigma female has a soothing presence that is quite rare. She avoids conflict and doesn't seek focus, which makes being around her feel refreshing. Her stable energy feels like a safe harbor in a stormy world. She doesn't rely on others for constant approval and isn't interested in stirring up trouble. Her calm confidence and inner peace naturally attract people, and she stabilizes everyone around her effortlessly. Men who are used to relationships filled with upheaval and continuous demands are struck by her serenity, but they often don't appreciate how unique it is until she's gone. Her absence highlights how her calm demeanor helped balance their own turbulent lives. They miss her ability to listen deeply, not just to answer, but to truly understand, helping them feel truly acknowledged and valued. It's a quiet yet significant impact. She wasn't about talking needlessly or offering shallow warmth. Her calm was a special treasure, bringing clearness and steadiness that remains memorable even after she departs. And once men have known this kind of peace, they find it hard to discover the same comfort elsewhere. A quiet, assured presence that is deeply stabilizing and nearly impossible to replace. Number 10. They give their time and care, but only to those who truly matter. A Sigma female is selective about who she spends her time and energy on. She carefully chooses the people she surrounds herself with, protecting her peace and committing only to those who share her values. This approach isn't about being elusive. It's about self-respect and prioritizing meaningful relationships over having many. When she chooses to connect with someone, she's fully dedicated. There are no half-hearted efforts or shallow bonds. Her loyalty is profound, and she offers a deep, caring connection in her relationships. Often, men don't realize how deeply loyal she is until she is gone. She is the type of person who will do anything for the ones she loves, providing solid support, quiet strength, and a commitment that is rare to find. However, she sets clear boundaries, and if someone overlooks her loyalty, she isn't hesitant to leave. When she leaves, her absence is deeply felt. People begin to notice the void left by someone who gave so freely and deeply because they truly deserved her. Her loyalty isn't easily gained, which makes it all the more significant. When she commits, it's genuine. Losing her doesn't just mean losing a relationship, It means losing a unique and invaluable connection. For many men, they only understand how special and priceless her faith was when it's too late to win her back. Number 11. They have a clear purpose in life and don't seek approval from others. Sigma females live their lives with a strong personal goal, not needing praise from others. They are motivated by their deep interests, whether in their work, hobbies, or self-improvement. They don't seek other people's approval and don't depend on others for their happiness. Instead, they enjoy their own path. Their inner drive is what makes them unique. They don't just follow what everyone else does or aim to please others. Rather, they develop their own interests and values, creating a unique collection of experiences that shape who they are. Men might not understand this right away, often thinking their self-sufficiency means they are distant. But over time, it becomes clear how unique this quality is. Sigma females are complete by themselves, and their lives are shaped by their dreams and achievements, not by their relationships. Being independent is a powerful thing, and it changes how people interact in a relationship. When a man understands that being with her is a privilege and not something he needs, he realizes how lucky he is to be part of her life. A life that is already full and happy on its own. This makes him respect her deeply. Men learn to value her because she leads a life with purpose, making her company very special. She isn't searching for someone to make her complete. Instead, she looks for someone who adds to her life. In a world where many people look for approval from others, she is a strong example that true happiness comes from within. This makes her company something very special and rare that is not likely to find elsewhere. Number 12. They aren't afraid of losing because they understand their own worth. A Sigma female deeply understands her own worth, which greatly influences how she handles relationships. She does not hold on to people because she's afraid of losing them. Rather, she knows her value comes from within and doesn't depend on someone else's approval or company. This confidence lets her leave when a relationship doesn't reflect her principles or meet her needs. At these times, men are often surprised, realizing that her strength is rooted internally, not in her attachments. At first, this might seem shocking, as many expect people to cling to relationships, even those that are not good for them. As time goes by, it becomes evident how strong her self-assurance really is. Men start to realize that her decision to part ways isn't because they're lacking. It actually shows how committed she is to looking after herself. This understanding is impactful and memorable. Her skill in putting her needs first creates a space where everyone respects each other's limits. This is something men remember even after she's no longer around. Being able to leave when it's necessary shows a lot of courage and is a vital part of respecting oneself. Her confidence is truly unique and reminds us that real happiness comes from knowing your value and not settling for less. Men often end up amazed, reflecting on how she always knew her worth, which profoundly influences their lives. Number 13. Sigma. Women choose growth over comfort. A Sigma female isn't afraid to push her limits and step outside her comfort zone. She sees life as a series of opportunities for growth and learning, not just a path to follow. Her courage to take on challenges is not about proving anything to others, but about expanding her own horizons. This approach can sometimes be intimidating to men who are used to maintaining the status quo or seeking comfort in familiarity. Initially, they might view her willingness to embrace change as unsettling or even unnecessary. But as time passes, the significance of her growth-oriented mindset becomes evident. Men start to realize that her pursuit of growth makes her a dynamic and inspiring partner. one who encourages them to also seek out their own personal development. Her absence leaves a void, not just of her presence, but of the constant encouragement to evolve and improve. This teaches them the value of embracing challenges as a part of life, rather than shying away from them, fostering a lasting appreciation for her transformative influence. Number 14. Sigma women foster genuine respect, not superficial admiration. Sigma females command respect through their sincerity and authenticity. They don't rely on superficial charm or social maneuvers to gain admiration. Instead, they earn respect by being true to their principles and treating others with fairness and integrity. Men might initially mistake this genuine demeanor for aloofness or lack of interest in social games. However, over time they come to recognize and value the depth of her respectfulness. It's not just about respecting her as a person, but about how her respectful approach teaches them to interact more thoughtfully with the world around them. When a Sigma female is no longer a part of their lives, men often notice the rarity of finding someone who interacts with such authenticity. They miss the way she respected not just them, but also herself, setting a standard for interactions that is based on genuine respect rather than fleeting admiration. Her legacy in their lives becomes one of learning to value and foster respect in all relationships, a lesson that profoundly shapes their future interactions. To sum up, in a world where many relationships feel like they are just give and take, the unique nature of a Sigma female stands out. Her loyalty, genuineness, and strong focus are not just qualities. They are special gifts that change the lives of those fortunate to know her. Men realize that her decision to be part of their lives shows her strength and confidence. It's not that she needs someone else to make her complete. She chooses to share her life with someone who respects her freedom and appreciates what she offers. When she goes, it's more than just leaving. She leaves behind a significant impact that stays in their minds. Men often struggle with a gap that no one else can easily fill. The teachings they learned from her about self-esteem, goals, and real connections stay with them as they grow. They recognize that her calmness, strength, and dedication were truly unique, establishing a level that not many can reach. At the end, a Sigma female doesn't just leave. She leaves a lasting impact of empowerment and self-discovery. Her influence serves as a reminder that true friendship is not about owning someone or relying on them, but about having mutual respect and growing together. And in this realization, there's a profound truth. Once you've encountered something so special, everything else seems less significant. Thanks everyone for watching. Catch you in the next video. Bye, stay blessed, and as always, until next time.